Okay. You're listening to
Tipsy Book Reads.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Jess.
And we're tipsy. Too many books on my TBR. Too many books on my TBR. Yeah. This podcast is like a book club for the antisocial. We make a drink inspired by the book we read and talk crap about life and fictional characters. We really hope you listen and drink along.
Side effects of listening to this podcast may include reading vivaciously, extreme bouts of laughter, tipsiness from craft cocktails, talking shit about life and fictional characters. Listen at your own risk.
Just a warning, this podcast is explicit. We are all over 21 and there are spoilers.
We warned ya.
Yay! We're in the fantasy world of Rebecca.
Woo!
Rebecca. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Are you scared?
No.
Are you courageous?
Sure. Are you scared?
I'm concerned. I'm worried.
Okay.
I'm excited. I have a lot of thoughts.
Me too.
Great.
All the thoughts.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I have a question for you. Because I am nervous, scared, concerned, I need a drinky drink. What'd you make?
So I'm calling this one the silver one for our girl Vi.
That's so cute.
So I felt like we needed something strong, but I also wanted it to be a bit floral because Violet. So I did an elderflower margarita.
Oh my gosh.
With edible glitter in it to make it silver, and I put some purple violet colored flowers for garnish. So tequila, agave, elderflower liqueur, lime juice, and sparkles. Cheers.
Give me one margarita. That's Violet. These chapters.
Literally. Homegirl needs to get laid.
That's so fucking good. I'm a margarita girl. But this is probably top margarita I've ever had.
Yum.
Oh my gosh. Go find the recipe on our Instagram. I am spilling glitter. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Good job, Jess.
Yay.
I need a napkin. Where's your husband to give us a napkin?
Literally.
Oh no, on my book. Oh, well, you know what? I didn't get the sprayed edges, so we're just going to have the glittered cover. Oh boy. Low-key though. Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
There's a towel.
The ghost left a paper towel.
Thanks, ghost. Udabon.com. Oh my gosh. Okay, dude. What a fucking wild book.
Literally, she packed so much into, like, not that big of a book.
No. So we had to, like, just sit down and go over everything that happened because... And I just finished this.
I literally just read this.
And there was so much happening. Oh my gosh, it's going off again. That's okay. We can take it off. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How
so
annoying.
our little buttons, our noise buttons are going off for whatever reason. It's the ghost. Thanks, bud. We already said thank you. Anyways, so much happens.
Yeah.
We just needed to
especially like right at the end that I was like, wait, what in the world happened in like the first chapters 22 through 36?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're reading chapters 21 to the end.
To the end. Yeah. The first few chapters, like, I literally erased from my memory.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was good. It was just like my brain had to make room for all of the like other chaos.
It was like reformat. Try
literally.
again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes I feel like that happens though when I'm reading, where I just like will literally delete a book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like most books that I've read in the last year, I couldn't tell you what happened.
Did you like it? Yeah.
What happened? Yeah. Unless it's like Song of Achilles.
which you've read like 6 times.
Yeah, fair
So.
enough. But I have a few that I hold on to. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't know. But this fucking
It's
button.
still going off. Maybe we should just leave it. It's gonna be us talk. Oh my gosh.
Yikes. But yeah, it goes quick.
It does go so freaking quick. I mean,
She's good though. This is her first fantasy novel, right?
Is it?
I believe this is
Oh, I didn't know that.
her first in this genre.
Are you
I
kidding?
believe that's what I was seeing on TikTok, which people were hating on it, which first of all, what? Somebody on TikTok was like, you can obviously tell that this is her first in this genre because it's very like intro to fantasy. I was like, wait, hold up. Excuse me?
I don't like your opinion. As Noah Khan says, you can stick your opinion. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you know what? I'm just saying that on Goodreads it has a 4.67. So
I could be wrong because it's secondhand info that I saw on TikTok, but I don't. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this one person said, "I'm sorry, but it's a no for me. It's always a case of you questioning yourself when a hype book doesn't work for you, but I have some reasons and regrets and I want a refund or on my time and my money."
I know you're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion is wrong.
In our opinion, your opinion is wrong.
Oh,
no, but honestly, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't get it.
I thought it was so good. I think one of my favorite parts about her.
That's weird. No, you go ahead.
No, go for it.
She said she doesn't understand why it was sold as a fantasy romance.
It's literally fantasy and romance. First of all, there's dragons. Therefore, automatic fantasy.
And then the next part says the dragons were the only interesting part of this whole book.
I'm sorry. Have you met Violet and Xaden?
Oh my gosh, so many people agreed with it. I don't know, whatever. I guess you can have your own opinions, but it hit all of the marks that like made me feel like Hunger Games, like all that stuff. Even to the point the very last part gave me like Gail saying there's no District 13 vibes. Rebecca, you're incredible.
Don't listen to the haters.
No, I'm sorry that they didn't like your book, but I loved it. So.
I loved it. It was just so easy to jump into, and like some fantasy books are like literally 12 books in a series, and I love that for when I know I'm getting into that.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like I didn't have to learn a different language. I didn't have to learn like a system of like a caste system or anything.
Gosh,
I just jumped right in and it was understandable, but it still gave me those like fantasy vibes, and I don't know.
Yeah. I'd agree. I mean, I loved it. Like our drinking game last episode, every time I'm going to say I love this book. Take a drink. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why people didn't like it, but that's okay. You know what? Not everything is made for everyone, and that's okay.
Fair enough.
As my 4th grade teacher would say, if we all liked everything, then we'd all be Wallies. So, I'm not a Wally.
Nope. Fair enough. Okay, so scattered thoughts?
Sure, let's dive right into scattered thoughts.
All the thoughts.
Oh my gosh. I have never been more happier for a character to die.
Fuck Jack Barlow.
He deserved it. Also, I love that it was her lightning, that's her moment of everyone finding out that she was a lightning wielder, which an incredible power. I love that she didn't just keep to like the normal basic, 4 simple powers or whatever. Like it is fascinating.
Yeah, I love that it's all a reflection of like the person, but also like their bond with the dragon directly. Oh my gosh. And when Violet was explaining like why all the powers made sense, like Xaden and his secrets, he powers shadows. Dane has to know everything. He has like he can read the recent memories. Like everybody's powers make so much sense. And I love that she has like insecurities about hers because she's like,
where did mine come from?
like what? But she's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It makes so much sense.
And the fact that they can talk to each other in their minds. Yes. Yes.
Literally, that was incredible.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. When he just like
So they're mates, right? They're mates.
100%.
Like, that's, they're mates.
You can't mess around with fate. I'm sorry. It just is what it is.
I love it. I love it. And I love that Taryn was like, just learn how to block him out and not like, I can't like stop it or whatever. He was just like, do what you got to do. Like,
Right? Okay. Going back to like the first part of this section.
yeah.
Not them knowing the dragons were fucking.
Dude. Okay, Rebecca. I could have done without that.
Done without that chapter. I loved this book, but I don't feel like that really added to the plot.
I didn't need that.
I mean, like, I feel like Vi and Xaden could have had their, like, sexual tension build up and, like, lightning go off without the whole, like, dragon fucking thing in their minds.
Because especially made you go, is it the dragons that is the reason that they're attracted to each other? Or is it because they actually have a baseline of feelings, like, in real life of
Right.
that? And that's not, you know.
Yeah. And then that's why, like, Xaden even stopped her. Well, he stopped her because he's like, oh shit, she's a lightning wielder. But like,
Dude, yes. And see, I thought that's what happened when we were listening to it. And then
I thought it was her mom because her mom
did
like
say
does the
that.
storm. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Dang.
Which I also think is ironic that she has like obviously not the same power, but a similar power as her mom.
Okay.
But I think stronger.
Can we talk about her mom?
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Number one question. Do you think that her storm made it harder for, or was intentional for Violet going over the parapet? Is that what it's called?
Parapet?
Parapet.
Oh, I hadn't thought about it.
Do you think that she purposely is trying to kill Violet? Because Violet is so intelligent that if she became a scribe like she was supposed to, she would have figured out everything that was happening from like day one. Yikes. Do you think that her mom killed her dad? Because he was on
Because he obviously knew. I wonder if her mom was poisoning her dad.
Oh, it's so good. I think so.
I think so because, like, Violet has mentioned several times about, like, near the end of his life, he was getting very, like, paranoid and he was, like, not acting himself, which I know he was, like, supposedly grieving the loss of Brennan, which
LOL.
Right. But that doesn't necessarily explain, like, paranoia. Like, I think that if she did kill him, she was poisoning him because it was, like, his heart that finally gave out, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
Wild.
Isn't that crazy? And I
didn't even think about the storm on the parapet, though, but that makes so much sense.
I totally think that it's all intentional. And, like, even going back to Brennan's death of, I mean, I don't know if you want to say it already, but, like,
hopefully they've read it.
Surprise! He's alive. Like, incredible. But I think that was the real reason why the other writer died trying to resurrect him. Like, gave out everything he had. We learned that in the first part, that the other writer that was with Taryn died trying to resurrect another individual, and it was Brennan.
Right.
And so in the story that was told to them, Brennan died.
Right.
But he didn't. So did the resurrection work?
Or
was it fake?
And did the other guy really not die either?
So many questions.
Yeah, I have so many questions, and I really hope it follows through on that question, a bunch of the questions. But, man.
I know.
There's so many layers.
I know. Look at my notes are all like arrows here, arrows there, arrows everywhere
Oh my
because I
gosh.
couldn't keep my train of thought.
Right. Do you think that Mira knows?
I'm going back and forth
Me too.
because I think if she did know that she's the type of person that would do something about it. But then at the same time, how could she not know with her being so high level up in the military?
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure about her. Just because, I don't know, there's all of these like little battles and these raids and stuff that she has to keep going to. And it's typically griffins and their flyers who are trying to kill. I'm a little confused about like that dynamic.
Because all that information came at us really quickly and really a lot.
Right.
So I'm right there with you of being confused. I think that they're working together in the case of fighting off the Wren. What is it? Whatever the evil venom. Yeah.
But they are still battling.
That they're still battling. Like they're just coming together for this one thing.
And it's really only the rebels, like kids that are. So the rest of the Dominion or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think, but I need to reread. Like I need to finish rereading it because that was one of the parts that it happened, like I said, so quickly that I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I love that they saw each other though.
Yes, that was so sweet. And Mira's a total badass. And she totally, oh my God, when she pulled Dane and Vi and Zayden out in the hallway and like put up her sound shield and was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Figure out your shit. She's like, I've been with you guys for 2 minutes. And I know there's something happening.
Also, though, when she was like, Vi, you're going to miss out on this stuff. And Zayden was like, I'm right here. And she's like, I know, shut up. He's like, no, literally. No. Like, I'm the one
missing out.
Came to her.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Stunningly, wickedly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Ugh, I love them. Yes, I loved that whole dynamic. I love that. I almost get the vibes that Mira is like, at this point, at the end of their meeting, being like, man, I don't want to like you, but you're a likable person. You know?
Uh-huh.
That's what I kind of got out of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So when she found out that Mira was alive and she went to Andarna to cry about it.
I love them.
I just want to say, I am more attached to Andarna than I am any character in this book.
Obsessed. Completely. And all her little, everyone's gorgeous fan art of her is just my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. And I don't think that she really lost her powers.
No.
Especially her, like, growing overnight, basically.
Yeah.
I don't think I think it's going to be a huge play in the next book.
Yeah, I agree. It can't be that simple.
Not my red flower.
Oh, no.
Speaking of that part, though, where she, like, fell into Dane's arms or whatever.
Ew.
Every time now I like, think back of when he's, like, touched her.
Me too. Oh, my gosh. It's so bad. It's so bad. And it makes me think because, okay, so he's obviously been taking her memories.
Oh, it's so infuriating. Okay.
Such an invasion. But it makes me so mad, and it makes me like, it makes sense because when he told her to show the memory about the Amber thing, he had like such a sense, like a voice of entitlement. Like he's been used to doing it, and that makes so much more sense now.
Such a good point.
Because he's been doing it. But then at that point, like, he couldn't just, like, you know what I mean? Because she would know. So he had to be like, oh, give me that memory or whatever.
You're so right. Because he was even like, I didn't ask. You're so smart. Wow. What a good point.
Yikes.
He's
That's
such a...
so freaking bad. Literally red flags. But yeah, when he caught her, I was like, ooh, first of all, don't touch her. That's Zayden's place. And also, fuck you.
That's how... This is Dane and his red flag over his head.
It literally is.
I'm Dane.
I love her and Zayden, well, her like asking Zayden questions about himself and like trying to get to know him better, because Mira was like, you don't even know him. How do you, like, you can't trust him?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, basically like, okay, fine, I'll get to know him. What's your favorite food? Oh, chocolate cake. When's your birthday? Like, just all these like 20
do you have any
questions.
siblings? I love it.
Yeah.
Look at her, 2 on dates. Just battling each other out on the mat.
Oh my gosh. Also, not all of the girls and most of the guys like just ogling him and Garrick fighting, and then Dane comes in and is all pissy about it and is like, stop being distracted by that, when they were just like watching the two of them on the mat.
Oh, yes.
And like her internal dialogue of like how freaking hot Zayden is. And they were literally, I can just picture it, the whole entire like sparring area, just all like.
I think that we are Violet, because I clipped a part in the last episode of us talking about Zayden. Not only do we have 4 separate clips of separate times about talking about how hot Zayden is, but in one clip, you say Zayden is so fucking hot, like probably 15 times.
Sorry. He's just so fucking hot.
He is. I can't handle it.
The fact that his like rebel mark or whatever makes him even hotter, especially now that we know like what is really going. Well, now that we know like they're not the villains in this story.
He is who we wanted the Darkling to be.
Yes. Yes.
Also, my favorite, Taryn. Him being like, should I get the wing leader?
He's such a fucking grumpy old man of a dragon.
But he
It's
even
so
laughs.
funny.
He laughs.
He
when
does.
He
It's
that.
so funny. I know, but he's so like.
No, totally. And then he goes, should I get the wing leader? If you don't know what part I'm referring to, go reread the book. No.
Oh my god.
No, I love that. Oh,
so funny.
ugh, incredible. Just amazing. I loved Taryn though. Even though he kept things from her. I still love her. Or him.
And I understand why he did it.
Yeah.
And also, like, I understand why Zayden did it, because even though he didn't, I mean, I think he had his suspicions that Dane was taking her memories, but he didn't know for a fact. But even still, even just the what if of it, like, I'm sorry, girl, but the movement, the revolution is more important than your feelings of him keeping things from you.
Yeah.
And I went
She
back
kinda
and
gets
read,
that
yeah, eventually. But I even went back and read the part when they were in her dorm, like fixing the furniture or whatever, that she like fucking shattered the window when they were fucking, because like, obviously. But, but, he even said, like, she asked him a question and he was even like, he took a minute and he was like, he answered as honestly as he could. And he was like, I really can't say anymore.
Yeah.
So like going back to their conversations after like reading to the end and then going back and seeing the times where like it really hurt him not to tell her everything, but he knew that he couldn't because it was for like the greater good.
And there are multiple times too that even we get a view inside her perspective. She says multiple times, I feel like they're keeping something from me.
Yeah.
Like there's this sense of her being like outcasted or left out in information where Taryn, like you said, like doesn't give her the full thing, and she's like, I just know that something else is happening.
Right.
But I think she didn't want to figure it out because she's so freaking intelligent that I think if she let herself realize it, she would have known.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
she was so, I think my exact note was, she's way too intelligent not to figure out that they are rebelling. She didn't want to believe it yet.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair because the signs did point to that even from way early in the book when they were all meeting. Like, and also just the fact that Xaden knew she was there the whole time. I know this is going back to last time, but like just still knowing now what I knew then and how he definitely like kept that conversation under wraps. But I love him. The freaking saddle.
Both on Taryn's part and his part, but they're mirrors of each
100%.
other.
Oh yeah.
Taryn, and even to the point of in the book, they both say multiple times, "I will not dignify that blank, whatever it is, comment, thought with a response." Both Taryn and
Xaden
say it separately.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And also, I'm going to use that from now on. I won't dignify that with a response.
Fair enough. They're just so like level-headed. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. That saddle.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Even Dane was like, yeah. That was a good one.
Which like, fuck him anyways.
Fuck him, but like if he can see, that was a good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I loved that, and I loved that there were multiple drafts of that saddle.
Okay, so when she killed Jack, going back to that, and then when she came back down and she was like so sick and Taryn just like covered her with his wing, and the fact that she like wasn't sure if it was Xaden with his shadows at first or if it was Taryn with his wings, and like she just knows that like one or the other of them are gonna protect her, and that was so freaking sweet.
So trusting. That's a huge, vulnerable, trusting moment.
Absolutely. And I just feel like their bond, Taryn and hers, like when we hear about all these riders like falling off their dragons and stuff like that, I feel like most of the dragons are like, oh, they weren't strong enough to hold on. Oh well, bye. But like Taryn will dive for her. Taryn will literally protect her dignity or whatever. Like their bond is incredible.
So many times there was a moment where other people were trying to protect her, and in that moment, I think that it was so clear that Taryn knows that she can protect herself, and if not, he'll protect her. Like, for instance, Liam. But anyways, Liam was grabbing her to protect her from herself of the lightning storm when, you know, that whole flyer situation happened. And he had he came from a right place. But still, Taryn was like, get your hands off my rider.
Amazing.
So good, but...
Amazing.
Should we talk about Liam?
No.
Okay. I think he's still alive.
I mean, if this book shows anything about death...
I think he's still alive.
Certain death
if Brennan
is not certain.
Is still alive, Liam's still alive. I cannot let that go.
No.
Just best friend. Best friend vibes.
This is why we have extras, to kill them off. Liam was not an extra.
This book doesn't believe in extras. Like,
nope.
She'll have a well thought out, like, story of one person that is supposed to be an extra, and then it's just like, dang. Oh, I love Liam. I'm so sad. Oh, and like the little party, he could have stayed home. He could have stayed in his barracks, and instead he went to protect her. All these people love her so much. What the heck?
They do. I cannot believe she walked the freaking parapet in a dress.
Iconic. I think I'm fully obsessed with Violet.
100%. When she was just like, she was going on about like, why am I doing this? Why am well, obviously like for her mans, but she was like, walking the parapet on conscription day, that's a bit much. But walking it at night in a dress, like all these things, now that's madness. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. But you know what?
Mad for
Their mom was like creating a storm.
Yeah.
I'm fully convinced that's what happened.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh. I just remembered. I wanted to make a point about Dane touching her.
Yeah.
A creator Where's my phone? Oh. I have their name written down. Maybe I wrote it here. Sorry, hold on. This is important. Yes. Okay. Okay. The creator, Kate Foliage and Fiction. She said she went and read through it again and counted how many times Dane touched her face. There's 9 times in total. 9 times he went and like touched her face. And then there were 2 times that he hesitated. He started to do it and then pulled back.
Okay, so let's talk about Dane because
also, what an incredible catch, Kate.
Yeah, good job. That's
9 times.
okay. So when the like mock war or whatever
war
starts,
games,
yeah, that. So obviously Dane knew that they were sending the Xaden and the other marked ones to their certain death because she chose Xaden and he was like, I'll miss you. Mm-hmm. And like Xaden brings up that like, oh my God, like he knew. But like
it just goes back to when he was asked, would he step in to help her?
And he wouldn't.
Right.
And Xaden made that point too.
That motherfucker. I can't stand that fucker. Literally. I want him to go die in a... Oh, wait, I'll stop.
Okay, but...
Burned by Taryn. Okay.
I just really want to be inside his head for just a minute. I don't
we
really
need a
want to
POV.
like... Yes, because I wonder like how he got there. Like all of... Because obviously he's reporting this stuff to his dad. But like...
Gonna go tell Daddy? It gives me like Draco Malfoy.
I thought that. Okay, I wanted to say that last time, but I was like, oh, but people love Draco, so that's gonna be like controversial.
We love fan fiction Draco.
Yeah, that's true. And also, like, I think Dane is worse than like Draco.
Did somebody say Draco Malfoy?
I'm going to tell my father about this.
That's literally what this is.
Mm-hmm.
It totally is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really want to know, like, if he is so stupid that, like, he was telling his father these things and, like, not fully grasping, or if he was, like, masterminding the whole time to get them killed. Because I'm really not sure because I don't think he's intelligent.
What Weasley brother, was Percy?
Yeah.
Percy.
Yeah. You know, I just like, I wonder where, like, I think at the end, like at that point he knew they were like going off to die. But this whole time when he was reporting back to his dad about like Violet's stuff, like I wonder if his dad was just like, oh, we just want to make sure we're keeping her safe type of thing. And like I don't think he's smart enough to have been like actually helping like plan this. You know?
I think he was manipulated.
Yeah.
Because I think you can be smart and intelligent and still fall for manipulation. And I think I feel like that's kind of what's happening there. Only because you just made that point. Like I literally did not think of that before. That was totally from you. But I can see that happening because he even says with a saddle, like I'll do anything to keep her safe.
Yeah.
Without bending the rules.
Right.
So it's not against the rules to report to his dad because he's in second year.
And also, I would see him as thinking that's more to the rules because his father is like a commanding officer or whatever.
Yeah. No, I will not make Dane a better person by saying that he's manipulated. But
I mean, I don't think he's a good person by any means, but I don't think he's, I don't know. I don't think that was. Absolutely. I can't stand him.
Let us know what you think of Dane. Comment. Do you think that, like, I don't know. Do you think he's doing it in a place that he comes from, a place that's he thinks is right? Or I guess so. I mean, either way. But it doesn't matter. What do you think? Let us know. Comment, email us. We email back.
Yes. But he's literally so immature. All of the times that he gets like all grumpy anytime Violet looks at Xaden or all these other things, he just like like he's literally so immature. He's a baby.
I think anyone who, even her best friend Rhiannon, could see that Xaden was taking care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of put everything that could make them villains or make him a villain or whatever aside. And at the end of the day, he did everything to protect her.
Right.
And she was able to see that, but Dane is so caught up in his jealousy that he's like, him? You pick him?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm having like spiderweb.
Okay.
And going back to Mira knowing or not knowing about the revolution, I wonder if she's like an inside agent because she specifically brought the book like to see Violet, knowing like I know that book was important to her, but like she made sure to bring it on this like little mission so that Violet would get the book, who then she saw the letter from her dad, who then told her the truth about the venom and all the other things. Like I feel like she could have just kept it until she graduated or something, unless she like needed her to know something, you know?
I love it. I love that theory. I like the idea of all of her children going up against her.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, I wonder if she's like an inside agent.
That's beautiful. Because I also thought it was weird that, especially because she kind of went up and was like, Violet? Like, didn't know that she was going to see her. Didn't, acted like she wasn't going to see her. And she still brought the book, like, on the possibility.
Like, you
Good
just carry around
point.
when you're literally, like, in war and on a dragon. Like, and she was the one that made a point about, like, not carrying anything that's not a necessity.
Yeah.
It's sus.
Very.
In a good way, though.
So sus. And I just had the saddest thing come to mind that had nothing to do with that. But I was thinking of Liam again. And the woman that signs in the... What's her name?
I forget the scribe, but I don't remember her name.
I wanted them to be together.
I know. And his sister.
His sister.
And Violet's promise that she'll take care of her.
I cannot wait to see where that ends up, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Violet just, she's so protective. She's a very, like, maternal figure.
Yeah.
In everyone's life that I just,
Anyways, maybe what is Liam's sister's name?
I didn't write that one down.
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe
I don't know if we know.
She and Rhiannon will get together.
Yeah, because we don't really know much about what's her face, the other one.
They're like on again, off again.
Yeah, it was very like nonchalant, like kind of like whatever. I kind of. Oh wait, no, we know Imogen has something for
Garrick, right?
Garrick.
Yeah.
Because how cute, Imogen but that's fair. That's fair.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyways,
do we want to like break down some characters?
Yes, but hold on. Okay. Oh, I love that they snuck out. Speaking of Rhiannon, to see her.
Yes, that was so sweet, and that Mira went too.
That's huge on your point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and that's when Xaden showed up and just answered their question.
Yeah,
incredible.
Totally,
I love it all.
I think that was it. Yeah, the saddle, Liam. She's such a badass. Oh, I just love her friendship with Rhiannon. When she realizes that Violet is wearing Xaden's jacket.
Oh my god, that was so
and covers.
Funny. Oh my gosh, yes, when Dane walked by, but she's like, "Oh, I see those 3 stars and that fourth wing leader thing," and she's like, "What's up?" That was incredible. What a bestie.
Yeah, that was it.
Fair enough.
I wanted to make that point, and then Liam, I don't think is dead, and oh my gosh, what's her dragon's name? Indarna.
The little one. Yeah, I don't think she
lost her powers.
Maybe they're just like going through a transformation or something.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, character breakdown. Go for it. My prediction says her mom killed her dead. I think I meant to say dad. Well, I mean,
killed her dead. Yes.
Anyways.
I think Xaden okay. I kind of feel like he's a Hufflepuff.
Xaden?
Yeah. Like a very gruff Hufflepuff. Just because I feel like his core, like, value is loyalty.
Yeah. They kind of give me, and maybe it's I don't know, they kind of give me, like, Slytherin Hufflepuff vibes.
Yeah.
And it could be either way.
Okay.
Like, either Violet could be Slytherin, or Xaden could be Slytherin, and opposite, because Violet's very loyal, too.
She is.
But she's very ambitious.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's a Hufflepuff, which is
that friendship
so
thing,
funny.
Or relationship thing where they're,
For sure. And yeah, I think she's either a Slytherin or a Gryffindor. But I don't know.
Interesting. I stand by what I said last week of mine. The only thing I did change was Violet. I thought was a Ravenclaw, but now I'm kind of not. I'm kind of off that.
Yeah.
But I think still Rhiannon is a Hufflepuff. Dane, I think, is a Slytherin.
Yeah.
I think he is, because he's literally doing everything he can to climb to power.
Absolutely. I agree.
And then who else? Oh, their other friend, the one that starts with an R.
Riddick?
Yes.
Riddick?
Is he not a Hufflepuff?
Oh, 100%. Him and all his dick jokes. It's so funny. That's him, right? That was so funny.
He's like, I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, I think that's basically. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have any more? I didn't do any.
No, I
forgot.
That's okay. I think I just did Xaden and Violet. Well, I think Dane's a 3. I think Xaden is either a 6 or an 8, and I think Violet is a 2 or a 5. So.
Yes. I think she's a 2.
Yeah.
Very fair. Very good.
Yeah, and then I just did them. I don't know.
I like it. I know.
I need the second book.
We have to wait till November. So we're gonna switch our reading for this year. So we read Iron Flame on here.
Honestly, I'm down.
I'm down. We're gonna probably add that. What kept you home and what kept you awake?
Okay, what kept me home and what kept me up?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
What kept me up was the Barbie movie. So we went and saw the Barbie movie after we recorded, but it was so late, so it literally kept me up. And then it was also just so good.
It was so good. I cried like 3 times. It was incredible. I saw somebody that said it was like a love letter to all women, and that was the perfect way to describe it.
I agree. It was so beautiful. And all the... Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
The monologues.
Oh my gosh, I need to memorize all of the monologues. Absolutely incredible. We also listened to a little bit of the audiobook on the way home, and that's when the fucking dragon fucking in their brains was happening, and we lost
We literally couldn't stop laughing, because just like, what a time to be alive.
Honestly, that kept me up. I'm pretty sure that gave me nightmares.
I think so. That was wild. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I really could have done without it.
Oh, man. So I think in my head, like, I would rate this probably a 4.8 because of that part.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. This book rated?
Somewhere between like 4.5 and 4. Somewhere between 4.5 and 5. But I could do without the dragons fucking. That was something else. Like, some people are into that, and that's probably a very niche set of books.
I can't say it's what I'm...
It's not what I'm into, and I don't necessarily know that it fits in this.
It's a little bizarre.
Like, people that get into that are into that, and, like, you know you're getting into that, you know? Like, the... like, the Planet of the Barbarians thing. What is that? You know the alien sex book? I feel like
Ice Planet
barbarians, like people that are into that are into that. And granted, like I will totally read that. However, going into it, I know what I'm getting into, you know? Like you kind of sign up for that.
I wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't ready for that.
Especially not listening to it with someone else. I was like, the fuck?
Yeah. But like, I just needed some mental warning for that because like to each their own. No judgment if you're into that. But like, I just want to know going in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that kept me up.
Yeah. That's so fair. That's so fair.
What kept you home?
This book. Honestly, anytime that I could read instead of going out and doing something, I did.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, this was so good. I'm so glad it exceeded my expectations. I was really concerned that it was going to be, like, a flop in my eyes because it was so hyped up. But I think it helped that anytime I saw a video, I was scrolling. And so I didn't quite get the hype that everyone maybe felt.
Yeah, because I didn't want it to be spoiled for me.
Yeah, I didn't want to know anything about this except for that there were dragons. And you got me there.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of books that I know like nothing about.
Literally nothing. I'm kind of nervous. But
So,
we're going to do it.
By popular demand, our next book is When We Were. We're going to read When We Were by Diana Elliott Graham.
We've had multiple people comment on our stuff, especially about miscommunication. So, like, here's the thing. If there's a huge trope of miscommunication and you just need to know when you're reading this that we don't, or listening, watching us, we don't like miscommunication. So, don't get your feelings hurt. But it's not, it's for you. If you like miscommunication, you like miscommunication.
Absolutely. And I love that for you.
I love that for you too. Well, this is going to be interesting. We also reserve the right to DNF any book on this podcast.
Yes.
Not that we're planning on DNFing this book, but just
no. I want to go in with an open mind. Mm-hmm. But
the last time that we listened to people suggesting books, it was when we read Time Traveler's Wife. And we wanted nothing more than to DNF. And we're, to this day, seeing the issue, or like we didn't DNF it and we lost so many listeners from that to this day.
We were not engaged. But like, I don't know.
Also, people hated it, so they DNF'd and then didn't want to read it. And then,
yeah, it's dual timeline, miscommunication. So we'll see. I'm going to give it my all.
Yeah. Really quick, though, I just want to say, I realized that my predictions last week was she will join the rebellion and enemies to lovers for Fourth Wing.
Yes. I mean, enemies to lovers is my favorite.
I'm so sad that we have to end this because I could talk about this book all day long.
I know.
But follow us along because we're going to read that When We Were or whatever. And then we're going to read a few other amazing fantasies.
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, comment, rate, please. Rate our podcast, please. It helps us get up higher in the charts and so that people can see us.
If you don't rate,
you've been listening to
Tipsy Book Reads.
Bye.
Stay tipsy.